Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Zoe. Also, welcome to my first YouTube video. Like I said, my name is Zoe. You probably seen me before. You either know me from my fashion content on Instagram or my Sienna video, because God knows that my art ain't doing too good. But most likely, you don't know me at all, which is fine. You're not in trouble because we have all the time in the world to get to know each other, baby. I'm sure you've all heard of Stargate. I mean, no one's calling it that, but I'm sure you've heard. If you're on TikTok or a part of the natural hair community in general, you definitely have. But if you haven't, in this video, I'm gonna be discussing the drama / legal issue that surrounds this hairstyle right here. These absolutely adorable star-shaped Afro puffs. These star puffs were originally worn by Quinn Ava and were ultimately popularized by a different creator named She's a Solar Being. Side note, by the way, y'all got some sick ass names. You two Ether. So Quinn Ava, Solar Ether. I mean, I think Quinn Ava's name is just Ava, but like, I still think that's a sick ass name. I think all y'all got some sick ass names and I'm robbing you blind for them. But moving on. So if you don't know who these two creators are specialized in content relating to natural hair, more specifically, natural hair sculpting. So if you don't know what natural hair sculpting is, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's basically when you shape your hair in various sizes and shapes as well as styles. And it resonates the most with the Black community due to its deep-rooted history in Black culture. It's a pretty cool genre of art that has grown more and more popular over the years, and I wouldn't really say popular, more like more mainstream with TikTok, but it's always been floating around in the natural hair space for a long time. All this to say that these two creators are prominent figures in this community. So right now I'm going to break down how I'm going to structure this video. So I'm going to be discussing the entire issue that's happening this year, including dates, screenshots, as well as a sloppy timeline of everything that's happened, how it started, my thoughts on the situation, as well as some funny jokes along the way. Disclaimer, I am not a lawyer. I've never been in law. I've never studied law. Everything I say in this video, including all the legal information, is publicly available information. This video is not attempting to give legal advice at all. It's only for informational and entertainment purposes only. Everything I say in this video is based on personal opinion as well as grounded in publicly available information. I also wanted to preface, please do not harass or attack anybody mentioned in this video, regardless of whether you agree with them or not. If you do something like that, you're a maniac, and that doesn't make you better than anybody else. It actually makes you worse. And if you ever partake in harassment because someone had a different opinion of you, seek help, because you're wrong for that. So let's start from the beginning. In 2022, Quinn Ava posted her first video of her doing this star-shaped hairstyle. Keep on, there is an ongoing legal issue, and that's what I meant to mention earlier. Take my timeline with a grain of salt, because like I said, there's an ongoing legal issue. So some videos might be privated, and I want you to keep in mind that at some point, Quinn Ava's TikTok or one of her accounts was taken down. So take my time up with a grain of salt is what I'm saying. She claims that she posted in 2022 in the video that she posted May this year onto her account, which features this style as well as a bunch of other styles that we'll be discussing later in this video. So fast forward to December 2023, She's a Solar Being posts her first video doing a natural hair sculpting style. It's this adorable heart-shaped widow's peak hairstyle. What I want you to keep in mind about this is that the video directly after this garners 6.4 million views. So this is her first viral video. This will become important later. So this is before star puffs. There's something so biblical about saying that, like BC before Christ, BS before star puffs. Irony in that statement alone is so amazing. This whole situation is a joke. So on September 8th, 2024, Solar posted her first star puff video on all her platforms. On Instagram, the video garners around 24.7 million views, and on TikTok, it garners 19.6 million views. God damn. But what's important here is that she's doing the star puff hairstyle that Quinn Ava also did. And I would say there's influence there. I mean, in a different video that Solar posts with a different star-shaped afro hairstyle, she specifically credits Quinn Ava as well as a different creator, Pixie Bug, as inspirations for that style specifically. And I mean, that's what you sign up for when you become an influencer. You influence. That's a problem. I don't know. However, to me, it kind of looks similar to a style that she had previously posted back in April 2024 of these firework afro puffs. So to me, this just seems like a situation of a natural progression of content as opposed to copying Quinn Ava. We'll go into that later. But what I would like to highlight about these Star Puff videos specifically is the fact that they garner significantly more views than Quinn Ava's video does. I mean, I'd be salty too, not gonna lie, but moving on. So for this story, there are 4 major hairstyles that we need to pay attention to. For now. Put a pin in that. These 4 styles are the Star Puff, Butterfly Puff, Heart Puff, and the Flower Puff. The reason why these hairstyles specifically are so important is because these are the ones that are specifically listed in the DMCA takedown that is currently still on Solar's Kickstarter. I'll have that link below. But it's also listed specifically in the lawsuit that Quinn Ava, yes, lawsuit, that has now filed against Solar, as well as defamation, but we'll get into that later. But yes, Solar is getting sued over these hairstyles. I mean, Quinn Ava tries to argue against the idea that it's about the hairstyle. We'll get into later on as to why that argument makes absolutely no sense. But like I said, you can access the Kickstarter page yourself. I'll have a link down below, and I'll have a screenshot here so if you want to pause and read, but I'm going to specifically read out to you what the document says about these 4 hairstyles. Her sculptures include, among many others, star, heart, butterfly, and flower-shaped 3-dimensional sculptures using afro-texture hair as an artistic medium, tiled star puff, heart puff, butterfly puff, and flower puff, respectively, creating a series of trademarks that identify blanks related sculptural creative works. So right now we're going to focus on the styles and the medium that they are in. First thing I would like to address is that the way Quinn Ava talks about the hair sculpting, she talks about them like they're actual sculptures, not like hair sculptures, like actual sculptures. For example, like these types of sculptures. So basically she's trying to separate the idea that these are hairstyles by identifying them as actual sculptures, which isn't true. Not to say that hair sculpting isn't art, but it doesn't take a genius to see that these two are completely different things. Identifying your hair as art isn't the issue, but at the end of the day, it's hair. And when you shape hair, regardless of your intent, you are styling it, which makes it a hair style. So that argument falls flat right there. But going back to the original point, these are the 4 specific hairstyles that she names in the legal document. So let's look into that. So starting with Quinn Ava, I'm going to focus on the videos where she posts these 4 styles specifically. So the first instance of Quinn Ava posting both the star-shaped hairstyle as well as the heart-shaped hairstyle is July 14th, 2022, at least to my knowledge, which garners around 25,000 views. As for the heart-shaped and star-shaped plural style, meaning the 2 puff style, the first instance of the way she posted those hairstyles is on June 1st, 2023, which garners around 125,000 views on Instagram and around 23,000 views on TikTok. So for the flower hairstyle, the first instance of her posting that is also on July 14th, 2022, which garners around 32,000 views on Instagram. And lastly, the first instance of her posting the butterfly hairstyle was on September 27th, 2022, which garners around 435 views on YouTube Shorts, but around 30,000 views on Instagram. So these are all the first instances of her posting these hairstyles, but there's a specific video that I would like to highlight, which is her Geopuff hairstyle video, which she posted on March 1st, 2023. The reason why this video specifically is so important is because in the video that we'll be covering later, she uses this video as proof that Solar has essentially stolen from her for a long time, which isn't true, but we'll get into that. So this video gets 585,000 views on Instagram, around 5,000 views on YouTube Shorts, and around 270,000 views on TikTok. So moving on. As we've already established, Solar first posted her Star Puff video on September 8th, 2024. But I'm also going to throw in her tutorial video that she posted not so far after, just for an accurate view count. So across all platforms, including the tutorial, she gains around 56 million views and around like 4,000 views on YouTube Shorts, because YouTube Shorts is evil. So like I said earlier, on August 2nd, 2024, Solar posted a video of her doing a different star puff hairstyle. In this video, she specifically credits both Quinn Ava as well as Pixie Bug as inspirations for that style specifically. So moving on to the flower-shaped hairstyle. So the first instance of Solar posting this specific shape of flower hairstyle is on September 28th, 2024. And the reason I say the specific shape is because keep in mind, shape is very important here. What I would also like to note is on December 27, 2023 is the date she actually posts her first flower-inspired hairstyle. It's this lotus-shaped hairstyle that she posts periodically all the time on her page. And also on September 15th, 2024, that is the first instance of her using that lotus shape as a two-puff hairstyle. So notably, before September 28th, 2024, we established that she has been posting floral-shaped hairstyles. So again, this seems like another instance of a natural progression of her content as opposed to copying Quinn Ava. And you're going to see that this becomes a trend. And so moving on, the first heart-shaped hairstyle that Solar posts is the one we already talked about, is going to be the Widow's Peak hairstyle. But I'm going to try to be generous to Quinn Ava, so we're going to look at this through a delusional, objective view here and try to look at it through her perspective. So I'm only going to be focusing on styles that Solar has specifically named as heart-shaped styles. So the first instance of her posting a heart-shaped hairstyle is on January 30th, 2024. I would like to note that this video also features the Widow's Peak hairstyle. So yet again, this is another natural progression from that. So fast forward to September 16th, 2024, this is when Solar posts her first video of doing the plural heart-shaped puff hairstyle. And why did she post it, you might ask? Because a fan requested it. Also, one thing to note about the first instance of her posting a heart-shaped hairstyle is that a fan had also requested a tutorial on this specific hairstyle as well. So again, another instance of a natural progression of her content as opposed to copying. Now let's move on to the butterfly-shaped hairstyle. So the first instance of Solar posting the butterfly-shaped hairstyle is on January 28th, 2024. And the video garners around 133,000 views. And the first instance of posting butterflies as a two afro puffs is on September 11th, 2024. Yeah, where she gets around 2.6 million views. So let's talk about the flower puff and the butterfly puff hairstyles real quick. So one thing to note about these hairstyles is that Quinn Ava has never done these hairstyles as a two afro puff hairstyle.
Okay, a little bit of a side note. So Quinn Ava actually has worn the butterfly puff and the flower puff as two afro puff hairstyles, but notably only 1 month before the second DMCA takedown was filed and after the first one. So this just seems like a making up for the fact that she didn't have these styles in the first place for legal reasons. I can't prove this though, allegedly. So I'm going to say allegedly because I can't prove it. But it just seems shady to me that you didn't wear these hairstyles until a month before the DMCA takedown and the lawsuit that you filed. It just seems a little bit weird to me. But what's important here is that she did not post these styles before Solar did. Solar had posted them first and Quinn Ava has posted them after her.
Keep that in mind. And the two afro puff butterfly, as well as the one that Solar is producing as to sell, they're not even the same shape. Hers has antenna and Quinn Ava's doesn't. And in my opinion, I think the one in antenna is just much cuter. The first instance of her actually changing the shape of the butterfly wings is on April 26, 2024. And some would argue that was an attempt to not be so close to Quinn Ava's, and I would argue, is that not the point? But anyway, another situation of where she just made it her own style, and another situation of her progressing her content naturally. So what I want to highlight in this section is the amount of engagement that each creator is receiving on their posts, as well as the dates. So it's very well known that both Solar and Ether, sick ass name, started posting after Quinn Ava, because Quinn Ava has been posting since 2022. But Quinn Ava is going to use this as the basis of her argument that Solar is copying her, which we've already established is not even true. But my thing is when you become an influencer, why do you hate influencing people? Like, so what if she takes influence from you? Is that not what you signed up for? Is that not the point? But I know why, because that's not the problem. I mean, it is the problem, but I mean, that's not the main problem. The main problem, allegedly, is the fact that Solar, again, is gaining significantly more traction on her videos as opposed to Ava's videos. And look, I get it. If someone entered a creative space that I've been occupying for years and garners way more views on hairstyles that I had also done, I'd be salty too. And I don't think that jealousy is something that makes you inherently a bad person. It's how you deal with that jealousy, which is important. Like, you could talk to friends about it, you could go to therapy, you could eventually learn that there is room for both of you in this space, and be proud that a part of you had influenced that, and be proud that now more people are entering the space because of you. Do you think that's what Quinn Ava did? No. Quinn Ava decided that she was finna sue. And keep in mind, she's also suing for defamation. And we'll talk about that later, but some of y'all need to learn to take y'all's L's in private. This is stupid. So, bitches, bros, and non-binary hoes, as you will figure out, Quinn Ava is going to argue that this whole mess is about protecting her brand as well as her art. And I'm here to argue that it has absolutely nothing to do with that. And to be honest, I think I've already proven that. But what I think is that this entire situation is based off of pettiness and jealousy, not copying, allegedly. So now I'm going to get into the legal situation as well as the drama that we're currently in now. So I wanted to point out that the Star Puff and also the Shape Puff hair extensions that Solar is creating are not the only products that she has sold. She sells jewelry, she sells art, she sells hair picks, she sells lotion, and she also sells t-shirts. Business has always been something that was integrated in her content as well, as you will see. As y'all know, the most controversial things that she sells are these hair sculpted puffs. So what I will mark as the first official post of her announcing the Kickstarter for this product was on November 8th, 2024. And keep in mind, the majority of the marketing for this product has always been the two Afro Puff styles. And keep in mind, Quinn Ava has never done a two Afro Puff butterfly and flower style. Keep that in mind. So fast forward to around May. The reason I say May is because it's a bit confusing as to when all this happens, because some legal documents say this date, so it says this date, and all of it's correct. So I'm just going to say around May. So around May, a DMCA takedown is posted on Kickstarter, filed by Quinn Culture LLC. And then the Kickstarter is taken down. And then again in October 2025, the Kickstarter is taken down again, as well as another DMCA takedown is posted, as well as the lawsuit is filed. Moving on to October 25th, 2025, trademark application is filed for the Star Puff hairstyle. And the day after, on October 26th, 2025, the trademark for the Flower Puff hairstyle is filed. And keep in mind, it's not just the puff singular. The trademark covers all variations of this puff. But it's important to note that it's still in the application phase to this day. She does not own the copyright for them yet.
I wanted to correct something I got wrong in the video. Upon filing for a trademark, you own that trademark, but you have to wait for the application to be approved before you can start dealing out copyright infringements. You can't do that without the approval.
And on December 8th, 2025, Solar posted her video titled, "Getting Sued Over a Hairstyle. How is this possible and why is it happening?" And I recommend watching her original video. It's a great video breaking down the situation as well as their stance on it. But what I'm going to do is highlight specific points of interest in her video that I think are very important to talk about. And also, I'm going to be doing the same for Quinn Ava's video that she posted not long after. So first off, I wanted to highlight that Solar in her video explains how Kickstarter works and how it handles DMCA takedowns.
Crowdfunding platforms allows everyone to file a DMCA takedown even if the claim is false. And when a DMCA is filed, Kickstarter is legally, along with other platforms as well, they're legally required to freeze your campaign immediately until you appeal it, and then they review it. So in the middle of trying to raise funds and a very real possibility of someone filing a false DMCA claim on your campaign, shutting it down overnight. And that's exactly what happens.
So she basically explains that Kickstarter is legally required to take down any Kickstarter campaign that has a DMCA takedown filed against it, regardless of the situation. And you have to appeal and wait for that appeal to be approved before you can get your campaign reinstated. And as you can imagine, with the way Kickstarter operates, this has the power to completely kill a campaign. If you don't know how Kickstarter works, you basically have 30 days to reach your goal, or everything that was donated towards your Kickstarter will be refunded back. And as you know, appeals processes can take a long time. So basically, like I said earlier, this has the power to kill a campaign. But luckily for them, the DMCA takedown was filed after they had already reached their goal. In this situation, the appeal was approved and the funds were released to them. And keep in mind, this is the May incident with the first DMCA takedown. And on May 15, 2025, they received a cease and desist to their email, essentially instructing them to remove all references of the star, heart, flower, and butterfly-shaped Afro puffs from all of their social media.
This was on May 15th of 2025. Here were their list of demands. We must insist that you immediately remove or disable access to all social media content that contains references or promotes sculptural hair designs that are confusingly similar to signature styles, including but not limited to the star, heart, butterfly, and flower shapes, or other trademarks or trade dress used by, or that otherwise appropriate their likeness, as well as cease and desist from producing, marketing, or selling any hair extensions.
She goes on to explain that she attempted to solve the issue behind the scenes. She doesn't really go in depth about what was said or what was done. I don't know what went down with that. She then goes on to explain on October 20th, 2025, her YouTube channel received 2 copyright strikes. And as everyone knows, when you work with YouTube, you only get 3 strikes. And that can kill your channel. And then shortly after this, another DMCA takedown is filed against the Kickstarter. And for context, once you reach your goal with Kickstarter, your campaign can remain up and continue to receive donations. So when we're saying it was taken down again, it's because it's the same Kickstarter. It was just taken down one more time. And after this, Solar brings up a great point. Copyright only covers fixed mediums. So basically photographs or drawings like this one. And hair is not a fixed medium art because it's hair.
Most questionable part that they mentioned, they said that the sculptures, aka the hairstyles, are original works of authorship fixed in a tangible medium of expression. But a hairstyle itself is not considered fixed. And here's why. A hairstyle can be washed out. It can be brushed out. It can change the next day. It's not permanent. It's not a preserved object. It does not stay the same. So even if you record a hairstyle, the only thing that becomes protected or is considered fixed, like I said before, is the video or photo, not the hairstyle shown in the recording.
She's correct. Hair is not considered a fixed medium of art. So basically, Quinn would have had a case if Solar had used her photos, but she didn't. So what are we doing here? It then goes to show a screenshot of what does fall under copyright protection. And I'm going to read it to you real quick.
For copyright protection, a work must be fixed in a tangible medium of expression, ensuring it's sufficiently permanent to be perceived, reproduced, or communicated for more than a transitory duration. Under U.S. Copyright Act, this includes mediums like paper, film, or digital files. Purely ephemeral expressions such as unrecorded live improvisations are excluded. Fixation provides concrete proof of a work's existence, which is crucial in infringement claims.
But what I find most important here is transitory duration. And the way I interpret that is that it has to exist in a medium that can be preserved, not just in memory, but as an entity. That's why photographs fall under this, because no matter what you do, no matter how you send a photo, it will always remain a photo. As opposed to hair, where hair changes from second to second. As you all know, when you commit the sin of getting too comfortable in a car, the back of your fro, flat. And the fact that the hairstyle changes from second to second specifically does not fall under transitory duration. Again, I'm not a lawyer, but that's how I interpret this. And then this next part in her video is very important. because y'all weren't listening, but I was listening.
So I'm like, what trademark are you talking about? So it prompted me to go and look for the said trademark. And this is what I found. It was a trademark application 993-48604, application filed on August 20th of 2025. And to be safe, I blurred the images, but I will link the official US TPO page in the description. Trademark applications are public. Anybody can view them. And I am also not responsible for any of the information that they submitted with their trademark application. This application includes drawings of the exact hairstyle shapes that have been the center of this dispute, amongst other styles that they're also trying to claim. They include outlined drawings of the hairstyles that they're trying to claim as their trade dress. Like, this is the way that they package themselves for the public. This is what they're applying it for, as a trade dress application. So
in this part of the video, Solar links the TPO application as well as all the styles that Quinn Ava is attempting to trademark. So I want you to guess, how many styles is Quinn Ava trying to trademark, allegedly? Because with the way everyone was talking, I was thinking it was just these original 4. No. Quinn Ava is trying to trademark 38 hairstyles. And this is public information. You can look this up right now, and I'll have this link below. In the video, Solar puts the image up of all the hairstyles, but she blurs it. I'm not going to, because I need y'all to see this foolishness. So I'm going to read off to you all the styles that Quinn Ava is attempting to copyright. And these are all the styles, again, public information that is in this TPO application that is, like I said, public information. The 5-point double star puff, the star fro, flower fro, Rubik's cube fro, heart fro, butterfly fro, cat fro, double star puff, heart fro, butterfly puff, star puff, flower puff, cat puff, sun cloud fro, double heart puff, avocado fro, house fro, sushi roll fro hawk, Rubik's cube fro, jellyfish fro, gumball machine puff,
Double square puff, jellyfish fro, lightning puff, storm cloud fro, rain cloud fro, dice puffs.
Double triangle puff, cactus fro, watermelon puff, snowman puff, honeycomb fro, mini flower puff, alligator fro, sunflower fro. This one is hard to see, but I'm assuming it's a crown. I don't know what that is. Popcorn puff, bird's nest puff. And all I have to say is, Quinn Ava, are you f***ing mad, bro? Are you insane? Are you insane? So I'm sure you all see why this is extremely dangerous to the natural hair community, especially the natural hair content creators that are already existing in this space. So what this also shows me that this goes way deeper than the 4 styles that we are all originally believed to be the problem. But also what this does is this contradicts something Quinn Ava says in the video that we're going to be addressing soon. But yes, in total, she is trying to copyright 38 hairstyles. Allegedly, even though it's public information, allegedly. Protected language. Additionally, Solar also talks about the categories that Quinn Ava is trying to trademark, i.e. what is going to fall under copyright infringement if these were to pass through. Literally in my script, I said, this is giving me a headache. Because I was legitimately getting a headache from all this stupidity. So let me read to you what will fall under copyright infringement per Ava's application. So we have a series of printed children's books, printed fiction books, variety of topics, series of printed fiction works, namely novels and books, storybooks, printed picture books, printed coloring books. And these are just like different variations of how it's spelled. This is important here. And again, this completely contradicts something that Quinn Ava says later in her video addressing this topic. This will also fall under copyright infringement. Marketing services in the nature of promoting third-party goods and services by social media influencers. Marketing services, influencer marketing services, digital marketing services, targeting marketing services, business marketing services, providing marketing consulting in fields of social media. And again, social media is what's important here, because later on you're going to find out that Quinn Ava claims that what Solar is doing is threatening the social media space. But that is not true. So in their video, Solar then goes on to explain my exact thoughts on why this is dangerous for social media influencer.
And this is why it's important for you guys to understand that they're choosing to target us right now. If anyone else were to make a video with this hairstyle, or in our case, make a product that resembled hair in this shape, then they would be able to also attack those people as well. You may be watching right now and say, well, oh, I'm only going to probably do hair sculpting once, so like they won't come after my videos. But then what happens to the next person who's like, oh, I'm inspired by this art form. I want to do star hair. I want to do this, and I want to make this. They're going to go after them too. This could become a vicious cycle, abusing the copyright takedowns, hurting other people's social media platforms, hurting other people's businesses, just because they want to.
Specifically the part where she's trying to block the use of these hairstyles for social media purposes. This sets a very dangerous precedent for natural hair creators, with the idea that they can't even post the visual depictions of these styles on their platform because they will be at risk of a DMCA takedown. As you all know, can be devastating for content creators, especially those who rely on this as their livelihood. And then also Solar brings up another good point, that the fact that it's just her now. If this goes through, which again, that I don't think is going to happen because again, this whole thing is bogus. But if something like this goes through, then that puts everybody at risk. Because who's to say it's not going to be other content creators that are also partaking in the hair sculpting space at the current moment. And then in the rest of the video, Zola just breaks down that this just seems like a rushed process because again, Quinn Ava doesn't own these trademarks yet. They are still in application phase. Girl, you don't own them. And like I said, go watch Solar's video. It's a great video that explains the whole situation. And I love the points she brings up, especially the ones that this is not about protecting intellectual property or the natural hair community, as Quinn Ava claims it is, which we will discuss. This is about suppressing content, and it's about control, allegedly. And I will be linking all the resources where you can support both Ether and Solar in their legal defense. And again, I encourage you to watch their original video. It's like I said earlier, it's a good video with very clear, concise points as well as evidence. I can't say the same for Quinn Ava's video, which we're going to get into right now. So on December 12th, 2025, Quinn Ava posted her response video about the situation. And that video is titled, "Star Controversy. Imagine thinking everything you do is about them. This is the truth." And I'm going to explain to you why every point she makes in this video falls apart with a couple of seconds of critical thinking. So I'm not going to break down the whole video. She talks in circles for around 14 minutes about nonsense. But I am going to talk about her main arguments and points against Solar and why they just don't make sense.
Also, my thing is, a lot of people in her comments are saying, you guys should just talk. You guys should just talk. How is Solar meant to talk to Ava when she literally ran around like,
I ain't mad at you. I just want to talk to you.
The first thing Quinn starts complaining about is the fact that Solar is constantly posting videos where she claims that she is attacking and harassing her, and notably with no proof. But my question is, what did you expect? You filing an unfounded DMCA takedown on her public platform and are publicly asking her to remove videos that you know have thousands or millions of views. Do you expect her not to explain to her audience why those videos might be taken down?
I didn't expand well enough on this in the recording, but when I say she's claimed she's attacking, harassing her, she's talking about the fact that Solar is posting videos about the legal situation and saying things like, I'm being attacked legally and stuff like that. Not the fact that she's behind the scenes and bullying her. No, she's talking about the videos that Solar has been posting about the situation ever since the first one that we already talked about.
Do you not expect her to explain to her audience why the Kickstarter, where they are actively making orders, is now no longer making orders? And what do you expect her to tell people who have already paid money for these puffs? It makes no sense to me why you're complaining about her posting about the situation that you put her in. That's just an asinine argument to me. She then goes on to talk about how she attempted to collab with Solar in the past, again, notably with no proof. And the only reason why I keep bringing up the fact that there's no proof is because Quinn Ava herself constantly complains about how there's no proof of anything, while shockingly shows a lack of proof in her video herself. It's hypocritical off the bat, is what I'm saying. And then she randomly goes into a voice recording of somebody threatening her, which I saw some comments claiming that it's fake. I don't believe it is. Some of y'all are absolutely insane, and I'm not going to make fun of her for being scared. She's a Black woman like the rest of us, and she's just as vulnerable like us. And people have gotten harassed for way less. So I just want to make that completely clear. I'm not going to make fun of her for this moment in the video. So going back to the original point, she then claims that she's not trying to control the natural hair space and that no one is trying to control the natural hair space, which is not true because, again, she filed the copyright trademark specifically targeting the social media space for copyright infringement. This is all publicly available information, by the way. She then brings up the ages of herself as well as Ether and Solar. She says she's 23, Solar's 25, and Ether's 28. And I'm 22. And I've never gone through this much mental gymnastics to justify something stupid for in my life. So what's your excuse? She then goes on to talk about how Solar filing a patent for this product is dangerous to the natural hair community while incorrectly explaining what a patent is and instead describing what she herself is doing.
Ownership, because this is important. Here's a screenshot of what has publicly stated about filing for a patent. Now, she's not filing for a drawstring ponytail that already exists. She's filing for the star afro-shaped design, which would be an attempt to claim ownership over the visual appearance of a star-shaped afro puff.
So I'm going to explain to you what a patent is, since you don't know. So let me just read out to you the definition of a patent. A government authority or license conferring a right or title for a set period, especially sole rights to exclude others from making, using, or selling an invention. Keyword, invention. When you patent something, you are not patenting the idea or concept itself. You're patenting the item. The patent protects the invention, not the idea. It is not attempting to claim ownership over the visual design of the star puff. That's what you're doing. Remember, the trademark application that she filed specifically blocks visual representation of the style. Again, this is public information. And quit, I'm gonna hold your hands when I say this. A patent doesn't have the power to do that.
I'm not sure why there are so many videos criticizing me about copywriting my star puff design when a design patent is literally the same thing.
No, it's not.
I'm not trying to own a hairstyle, and I would never want to, but my art is protected, as any creative or artistic brand of work should be. Protecting my...
Quinn, give me your hands. Give me your hands. Hair art is still a hairstyle. This is a paradox. You are contradicting yourself in this statement. You can't say you can't own a hairstyle when all your art is a genre of a hairstyle. My lord!
My art does not affect Black women as a whole. This is also not going to affect any future hair sculptors that want to enter the space. This only affects one person, the person who copied the protected elements of my work and tried to monetize off of them. Owning a hairstyle is not even logically or legally possible. Intellectual property protection, trade dress,
This is a lie because remember, the application she is filing for specifically blocks social media content. So her saying content creators and people in the content creating space who are a part of the natural hair community will not be affected is a blatant lie. And mind you, in this video, she conveniently leaves out the fact that she's not just trying to trademark the star puff style. She's trying to trademark 38 distinct styles. Keep that in mind because I don't think we can forget this because this is important. 38 styles. And I'm going to highlight 3 artists that will directly be impacted if this goes through. Again, it won't because it's ridiculous. So let me introduce you to the beautiful and talented Shanna.
Nice.
And if you have been on the internet since 2012, you know her work. She's a natural hair sculptor artist who is the founder of Red Mystique Art, which is her design company, and she does a lot of work with Creative Soul Photography. Creative Soul Photography is a company owned by a couple named Regis and Karan. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing them names. I really am sorry. Who specialize in these beautiful and creative photography that just bleeds Black beauty and pride. My friends, you have seen their work. These are a couple of examples of their most popular works in my opinion. I'm going to be wearing their faces because for the most part they work with children and families. And as you know, right now I like to strike videos. So just to be safe and also just to protect the identity of the children, I'm going to be blurring their faces. But I do encourage you to navigate to both these artists' websites and support them directly if you do want to see their full art on display. I'll have both of them linked below. But what I want to focus on is the hairstyles themselves in the form that they're in. So As you can imagine, these two companies mostly work with photography and social media, and as well as they sell their photography as print in books, specifically printed books, which again falls under the copyright infringement TPO that Quinn Ava has filed.
Also, if you are wondering why I keep saying social media in general when it says specifically promoting on social media, when your job is social media, promotion is the only content you do. All of that is promotional material because, again, it is your job and you're receiving money for these styles. So it is copywriting social media in general because, again, if your job is social media, all you're doing is promoting yourself. That is you. You are your brand. So the majority of the content you produce is promotional material. So she can technically use that to file a copyright infringement against you. That's why I'm saying that it's dangerous. And again, I'm not a lawyer. I could be completely wrong, but that's how I see it. And when they say third-party marketing services, all I can think of is the amount of artists that use third-party services to make their prints as well as their stickers. So who's to say that they won't fall victim to something like this?
If that goes through, these people's livelihoods will directly be in danger. Miss
Nice.
in particular has been posting and creating celestial inspired hairstyles for years, as well as heart inspired hairstyles, as well as cloud and a bunch of other creative hairstyles. Hell, even including the star puff specifically. But this was way before this whole mess. And a lot of her styles that she has done are at risk. Because again, remember, not only is Quinn Ava trying to trademark 38 styles, but their variants as well. How on earth are you trying to spin this as something that is going to help the natural hair community when you are putting entire careers in danger? Art is a visual medium, and by trademarking these styles, you're putting even the photography studio in danger, who rely on social media for the most part to promote their work. And again, these styles are specifically blocking promotional material. So how on earth are these people supposed to promote their work? How is she supposed to share her work? How is she supposed to continue her portfolio? And how is Creative Souls supposed to continue to make children's dreams come true? Quinn claims that Solar started getting traction originally by copying her.
Took down any of her original hair sculpts. Only the 250 posts that mimicked my artwork. What's happening right now isn't just about copywriting my work. There is a real pattern of Solar attaching herself to me and building momentum off of me. She first started gaining traction because she was mimicking my star, heart, flower, and butterfly designs with her real hair.
Which, remember, we already established isn't true, because remember, her first viral video was a widow's peak heart hairstyle. A hairstyle that notably Quinn Ava has never done. And I'm gonna do you a favor, I'm gonna scroll through both the TikTok pages of both Quinn Ava and Solar Being, and I want you to genuinely think, do these look like the same content? And in my opinion, this is as different as possible as people who occupy the same space and genre can be. First of all, Solar has her own style when it comes to hair. She constantly sculpts in these wispy and flowy shapes, as well as her signature is the two Afro puffs, something you barely do. And also, Solar's content is more engagement focused. She takes requests, she does tutorials, she promotes businesses. She also talks a lot more with her fans than you do. And you just post your art and keep it chugging, which isn't a bad thing. Like I said earlier, the majority of the Afro puffs in question that she's getting sued for are in two puff styles. Styles, again, you do not do often. And she often does Afro puff styles in styles that you've never done. So I want you to explain to me, how is she copying you? Thought about the reason why people gravitate towards Solar more than you is the fact that she is more relatable, especially with her hair length, as well as the fact that she constantly engages and allows us to explore this with her. That's why she's so popular. If you think about it for 2 seconds, you guys are in two completely different genres of content creation.
I then came out and said she's inspired by me. Not a bunch of lies, not a narrative, I just said she was inspired by me. I took that and made a video accusing me of all these things. I was bullying her, I harassed people, I'm gatekeeping. None of this is true.
That's not true, because I have the video right here, and I'm going to play it for you because you don't remember. And you can thank Miss Tinta Manengu for this video, and I'm sorry if I butchered your last name, love, but I'll have her video linked below. She covers the drama from last year, and I recommend you watch her video because I'm not going to be covering the drama from last year in this video.
Niche does not mean that we are in competition with each other. I wanted to make this serious video because it seems like this is becoming more of an issue, and I just wanted to stop because it's unhealthy, childish, and just not worth anyone's time. But there's another natural hair sculptor that seems threatened by my presence within the natural hair niche. I think it's just because I'm here. Like, I didn't do anything but create videos and actually reach out to them asking if we could collaborate, because I was excited that because the niche is so small that working together is more powerful than being individuals. Like, we could actually collab on a video and break the internet. That's the mindset that I contacted them with. It just seems like they were down at the time, but now I think that was just a facade because the way that they're acting towards me isn't kind. Let me also make it clear that, like, I started hair sculpting based off of inspiration that I took from this 1971 photo that I found on Pinterest. I recreated it and I gave the photo credit. I always do that. I always give everyone that I draw inspo from credit. However, one time I did create a video where I made my hair into butterfly wings, and this same creator commented asking if I've seen them do it before. And I genuinely didn't see them do that butterfly video, but I have seen their work before, and it's awesome. Like, I was excited to collaborate with them and everything. I was like, let's work together. You know, the way that things are now, it seems like, no, they don't want to work with me, and that's fine. And I made another video talking about, like, where I draw my inspo from, which is the past. Like, I actually show pictures that I've looked at, and I'm like, wow, like, we've been doing this forever. Now I'm just doing it my way, you know what I mean? And so someone commented saying, like, how they were trying to explain to this other natural hair sculptor the same thing, that natural hair sculpting has been the thing for forever. And so I was like, oh, like, who are you talking about? And they DM'd me and told me who they were talking about. It's the same person. They said how they made this, like, passive aggressive video talking about, like, oh, if you draw inspo from me, give me credit because I've been doing this. And I didn't watch the video, so I don't know what exactly they said in it, but the shoe did not fit, so I didn't wear it. I was like, I always give people inspo if I draw from their work, you know, so I don't think they're talking about me. But I realized, like, maybe they do have a problem with me because today, people were tagging me in their video saying, like, have you seen this? Have you seen this, Solar? And I was like, I didn't even get a chance to answer, but they took it upon themselves to answer for me. And this is what they said. I think it's kind of interesting that they would respond like that because not only is it not true, but it just shows that it's like an ego problem. I don't mean to say this in a way to offend this person if they do see it, but, like, it seems like there is a huge ego involved because not only is that just not true, but it seems like you're trying to twist it to make it seem like I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing if it weren't for you, which is just not true. Okay, and it seems like you don't want to share the space, and I just want to say that I'm in my own lane and you're in your own lane. What you do is awesome. You do all this stuff that I personally am not interested in. Like, I don't cosplay. I don't do art with my the scraps of my hair, which is really unique to you. I don't do that. I focus on hairstyles that people could replicate themselves, and I focus on, like, hair care. I'm doing hair sculptures that are, like, for formal events, the workplace, just, like, redefining what natural hair could look like in these settings. That's what I focus on. So we're not competing against each other, and please don't try to lie on me and make it seem like, oh, she's here because of me, and because of me, I'm the original hair sculptor artist. Like, no one's taking that title away from you. I don't want to take that title away from you. I don't even want it. But what you're not going to do is you're not going to passive aggressively shoot shots at me and act as if, like, oh, I only exist because of you, yada, 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 and this and the other. Like, we're not going to do that. No one's taking anything away from you. Please don't be threatened by me. I'm just out here doing my own thing. You do your thing, and just let's leave it at that. Please stop trying to pin other creators against each other because that's not cool. I'm here for a greater purpose than that.
And notice how in the video, she never claims that you were harassing, gatekeeping, or bullying her. This next point in the video is the funniest point to me, because in this video, Quinn Ava says that the reason why she is suing Solar is because not only is she copying her, but she's copying the volume and density of her hair specifically.
Immediately after that, she drops these star puff hair extensions that don't mimic her natural hair, but mimic the same density and the same volume as my puffs.
And my thing is, like, no shit. Like, it's a generic Afro puff shape. How the hell else was she supposed to make an Afro puff shape? Like, was she supposed to make up a new hair type? Did you expect her to not make a natural hair extension that mimics existing hair types? And mind you, Solar has 4C hair as well. So many people in this world has thick density 4C hair. You do not own that. You are not the only person who has that hair type. Just because she made the hair type more general so it can fit multiple demographics doesn't mean she's copying you. You're just a part of that demographic. You know why? Because you're a black woman with 4C hair, like a lot of us are. So something I would also like to point out, that this is the first instance that I personally seen Quinn Ava wearing the star puff hairstyle, specifically like this. When the original video was posted of her with a star puff hairstyle, it was more off to the side of her head and they were a lot sharper. And now they look a lot similar to the way Solar has been wearing them. All of a sudden, she switches them to be closer together and thicker. And I think the reason why, allegedly, she's trying to argue that she's copying her hairstyle and her art style when the original posts don't even look like this one.
I also wanted to note that Quinn Ava only started wearing the 5-point star specifically this year. She never used to wear them 5-point, she only used to wear them 4-point. You can look this up, by the way. And again, all of this shouldn't matter, but it's only reason I'm bringing this up is because Quinn Ava is making this matter. Oh my god. And again, you didn't do the flower two-puff style nor the butterfly two-puff style until after Solar did. And until you were going to start doing this lawsuit bull. So let's talk about it. Who really copying who?
So since they don't look alike, she's going to argue and make it up. Allegedly. The earliest I could find her wearing this style like this was on December 9th, 2025. That's so laughable. Mind you, around the time this whole situation started becoming public.
And throughout all this, there is no proof of all this bullying and harassment that I apparently do to everybody that enters the space. No proof. You guys just believe the narratives with no proof. And now I'm sitting here fighting for my life, literally. This whole narrative that I think that I invented hair sculpting, dead.
Yeah, because she never said that. And the call is coming from inside the house because where's your proof? I'm waiting. And spoiler alert, I'm still waiting.
There's a clear pattern of her attaching herself to me and my work, and every time she does it, it blows up. And honestly, at a certain point, it starts to feel like she's trying to step into my destiny instead of creating her own.
No, there isn't. Because like we already established, most of the styles that you claim that she is copying are literal examples of natural progression of her content. Two of the main styles that you claim she is copying with, you've never even done. You've never done. Remember, she has never done the butterfly two puffs as well as the flower two puffs. Those are styles that she has never done. And then the other video of hers is literally her crediting you. Girl, shut up. I'm sorry, but shut up. First of all, again, you guys don't even make similar content. I could argue Solar filled a hole in the market. Again, no one was really making hair sculpting tutorials. You weren't making them. You were just posting your art and keeping it chugging. She is engaging with her audiences, making this possible for other people, for thousands of people, while you just use it as a visual medium. Again, which is not bad, but what's making it bad is the fact that you're claiming she's trying to step into your destiny, a destiny that you weren't even feeling. So what are you talking about?
This kind of harm is exactly why defamation is included in the lawsuit. This is not legal harassment or a baseless lawsuit. My life, my livelihood, my business has been affected.
This is a baseless lawsuit because, mind you, you don't even own the copyright yet. And you're probably not even going to get it because it's not even yours. So what are you talking about?
So again, this is a baseless lawsuit because again, they do not have the approval. To this day, it is still live and pending.
This part is the most egregious argument, in my opinion, out of all of them. So in the video, Quinn Ava claims that Solar is marketing this product to non-black people. Her proof? A couple of non-black people jokingly commented that they would get this product as well. That's literally all she shows.
Between our real hair, our coils, curls, the history, and plastic extensions shaped to resemble it, presenting that imitation as Afro hair and offering it to anyone regardless of their race isn't respecting black culture. It reduces something sacred to a commodity. For the people that deal with hair loss or medical conditions, your experiences are valid and they are honored. I understand that extensions can be a lifeline for confidence and support. I'm also not bashing women who wear regular extensions. In my time in cosmetology school, I worked alongside nail techs, lash techs, makeup artists, braiders, other hair sculptors, and I respect every last one of those things that I listed as genuine forms of art and profession. And no shade, you guys thinking that I'm envious over the hair extension idea is a little ridiculous to me because I'm a natural hair enthusiast, so I would have never wanted to sell fake hair. The star puffs represent the beauty and versatility.
So the basis of her argument is that she believes because the possibility of non-black people getting this product, we shouldn't have this product out at all. Which we might as well take off all Afro-centric hair extensions off the market. Because what? This is such a we live in a society argument. Because if we're going off your logic, most Afro wigs, box braids, Afro extensions, and drawstring extensions need to be off the market because of those darn not black people. Which again, That makes no sense. And why should we suppress our creativity because of non-Black people when we have been forced to hide our natural features for years because of them? It's counterintuitive to me.
And I forgot to add that this isn't even true either. Solar even makes a video way before this, specifically talking about the audience she's trying to reach with all of this. And I'm going to play it now.
Not only is this comment absolutely so on point and so true, nothing's wrong with it at the same time, I'm just saying it's accurate, and I just want to know why. My audience is just not who I'm targeting, and then people who I actually have to end up blocking is my audience. Why? I'm doing this for you. Please stop sleeping on your natural hair. Like, there's styles to unlock, so much new styles to see, to experience, to share. Natural hair sculpting is next. It's the future. Trying to get more people to be more creative and embrace their natural hair. It's going to be the next thing that's never going to go away. It's going to be here to stay. I want to see more people extend off of my work, do more things than I could even possibly have done myself. Like, I want to see natural hair be pushed beyond its limits in its natural state because there's so much to see, and I am so looking forward to the future.
I know this video sounds completely biased. It's because it is. Because this is dumb. Like, it's like the more I try to dig and try to rationalize what the hell Quinn Ava got going on, the less sense it makes. So it is biased. I'm sorry. I'm going to be point blank. It is. This whole situation is Cirque du Soleil level of mental gymnastics. And it's so sad to see delusion manifest in this way, because it did not have to be like this.
This is the part of the video where it gets extremely personal because there is a demographic of people that Quinn Ava is purposefully ignoring in this video. It is the people a part of the Black community that cannot partake in hair sculpting for one reason or another. And why is this so personal to you, Zoe? You might be asking. Well, spoiler alert.
Oh my gosh! She's bald! She's bald and she's torturing people who have hair!
Oh, that's much better. No, but on a more serious note, when I was 15 years old, I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. If you don't know what rheumatoid arthritis is, it is an autoimmune disease that, in summary, makes your white blood cells attack your joints. And at first when I was diagnosed, I thought it would be fine. I thought it was going to only affect my knees, but I didn't know at the time that it spreads. And quickly I found out that it had spread to both my wrist and my fingers. And when I turned around 16 years old, I had to make a decision. Either my art or my hair. And obviously I chose art, but I loved my hair. And I didn't have the biggest afro, but it was mine. And of course I love art, and of course, because it's my passion, it's what I want to do for the rest of my life as a career. But I loved my hair. Ain't no love like it. And I'm sure you can understand that. Years of love, dedication, and care just gone. And I had no choice because it became physically painful for me to do my hair. And I didn't want to associate natural hair with pain. I had extremely thick 4C hair too. And it became the only medium where I could express my love for natural hair. So I've been posting natural hair in different shapes and styles for years. And years and years and years. And my love and appreciation for natural hair just bleeds into my art because it's the only way I can express it. For a little bit of context, I followed you both for years. And when I saw that Solar was creating a product that would make it possible for me to explore creatively natural hair again, I was so excited. I can't hair sculpt. I haven't touched natural hair in 6 years. And I got so excited because I never saw that as an opportunity for myself. I never saw that for myself. And when I saw the fact that this was going to become a possibility, I considered going back natural because I was like, at least I can get long enough so I can do something like this. I saw this as an opportunity to heal the inner child that got her crown taken away. Because I tried to think about in my brain about all the reasons that you could be doing this, but it's just, at the end of the day, it's just so selfish and contradictory. It's just so disappointing. And in the video, she then proceeds to talk about fake hair as if it's a stain to the community.
like thousands of Black men and women don't rely on it for a sense of normalcy in their daily lives. And if that's how you truly think about us, you've lost me completely. You lost all my respect, Quinn Ava. This is not about protecting the natural hair community. This is not about protecting Black women and their art, because you don't care about us. This is selfish. This is isolating. It's so infuriating because it's all nonsense. Everything you say is contradictory and frustrating. And what's so stupid is all this could have been avoided if you just learned to share the space that you occupied. But you just couldn't, could you? So that's basically the last real point she makes in the video. Basically, the rest of the video is her talking about this adorable book that she has published, which again, I think it's actually adorable, but I will not be purchasing it because allegedly, according to her, I'm not valid. You are not protecting Black women. This whole pursuit of self-righteous legal strong-arming is nothing but self-serving, and you are not convincing anybody that you actually care for Black women. And the fact that you're trying to use Black women in our history as a shield so you can dish out whatever punishment you see fit for people who don't occupy the space like how you want them to is deplorable. Throughout this video, she talks about how her brand is in danger. Her brand is in danger. But in my opinion, the biggest danger to your brand is you, because you were inspirational until we found that we weren't allowed to be inspired by you. I looked up to you until I realized that I wasn't even valid to you. The people like me weren't even worth mentioning to you. And I tried really hard to understand where you were coming from. But the more I digged, the worse it got. And I'm just so disappointed. As a fan, as a former fan, I am disappointed in you. And I really did try not to attach jealousy to the situation. But if the shoe fits, you know what to do with it. Anyways, that's the video. And I want to end it on a lighter note, because I wanted to bring up, I posted heart-shaped puffs J-Ray 17, 2022. You didn't post your puffs until 2023. I hope you have a good one here. Oh, is that a pumpkin-shaped afro? Yeah, I'll see you in court. Sorry, this is a much better angle. Anyways, that's the end of the video. I'm sorry if the camera keeps shifting on you. I film on my phone, and filming on an iPhone is a nightmare, literally. So hopefully if I get enough money from this video, I can purchase a camera and a mic, hopefully. But if you like this video, please like, comment, and share. Also, yeah, I don't know how to work, but you see them high points on there right there. You see them high points? Yeah, those. Can you drop me some of that? Yeah, drop me some of that. So if you could follow me on my social media platforms, I'll also have those linked down below, and I'll have them listed here. I would really appreciate it. I was shooting for trying to get 20,000 on my Instagram by the end of the year. Hopefully that happens. I haven't been making content because I was so focused on this situation, so let us pray. And also, if you want prints of this piece, we're gonna have to wait until this whole situation clears. But also, I plan on making a print shop in general. I don't have a website yet. I plan on getting one soon. Hopefully, Squarespace sponsors me. Just saying. It'd make a good present for Christmas. Just saying. I'm sorry, this video, I don't really plan on this becoming a drama YouTube channel. This just situation in particular just felt so personal to me. Not only because I am going to be someone who is directly affected by this. Like, for example, like I said earlier, a lot of my works are hair sculpting, and I want to start making my work my business. And she's threatening that with all of this bull, especially with the promotional aspect of it, when the entirety of an artist's career is promotional work. But ultimately, what I want my content to focus on is mostly fashion, art, and commentary, as well as comedy. Not art commentary. Good God, not art commentary. But thank you for watching, my little stars. That's what I'm gonna call you. I'll be like, hello, my stars. Welcome to my channel. That's what I'll be like. But yeah, if you really like this one, drop a like. Bye.